In this world, I'm thankful most for my education. I have spina bifida, and back whenever I was in kindergarten, about to enter schools, my mom had to fight like hell just so I could attend a regular school. She was told by a superintendent of the schools that a child like me would not be in his school district. They wanted to put me in a special class where I would never learn anything and I would just be passed along and just basically sit there all day like a daycare. It was kind of like Forrest Gump, except for I wasn't below average IQ and my mama didn't have to screw the principal. They just didn't want me there because I was different, not because of my capacity to learn and be educated. And then, whenever I got in school, I had to face bullying and being treated differently by teachers and students alike. I remember having friends and, thinking school was relatively fun when I was younger, but as I grew older and kids began to ask more questions and realized that I was different, I didn't have any friends, I didn't have anybody to talk to. Um, in high school, I basically sat alone at the lunch table. One time when I was in the third grade, my teacher would not allow me to go to the bathroom because they said I had to have a special aid nurse to go, which was not true. I could go by myself. And I honestly ended up shitting on myself. And not only that, I was sent to the nurse's office where I had to sit there all day. I sat there for a good 4 or 5 hours before the nurse would even call my mom, and they would not let me clean myself up or go to the bathroom and try to change myself or anything. And when my mom finally did go to the school, she was livid. She damn near beat the principal's ass. She wanted to. I had to hold her back. I was like, "No, mom, don't stop. You're embarrassing me. How am I gonna get home if you go to jail?" The principal ran into her office and locked the doors, and no one called the cops because the school was in the wrong, not my mama. In high school, I wanted to quit so bad. I was picked on so very much. A memory that sticks out to me the most is I was sitting in the lunchroom at the end of the table, and this girl comes and she sits down 3 or 4 little booths down from me, or little like stool things or whatever they were down from me. And I was just sitting there doing my homework. I never ate the school food. And she looks at me with a look of pure disgust on her face, and she says, "Could you move?" And I pulled my book down, and I said, "I can't really move anymore." And she looked at me and she said, "No, I want you to move tables. I don't want you anywhere near me," even though I was at the table first. I didn't let it bother me. I did not cry in front of her. I waited a few more moments until I finished my homework, and I packed up my bags and I headed to class, and I sat outside in the hallway waiting for the teacher to open the door. I always loved to write stories. I always wanted to be a writer and a published author, I guess is what you would call it. And there was this one teacher, that told me that I would never do it, that I was not smart enough to become a writer. And this was whenever I was in elementary. I was like maybe anywhere from the 5th to the 8th grade. I'm not sure. And as bad as I wanted to quit, I didn't. I stuck it out. And I went on and I got me an associate's degree, which didn't do me any good, by the way. I never used what I got a degree in. It just put me in debt. But I'm very thankful for my mama, and I'm very thankful that she pushed me to continue my education, and I'm thankful that I have my education. And I think it's so sad that there are people that take it for granted. My son actually being one of those people. And despite what that teacher told me, I am working on a book. It's an autobiography of my life and everything that I've went through. I hope and I pray that the school systems has gotten better for people with disabilities, but I sure know that they haven't been very good to my daughter. She doesn't have a disability. She's just a bunch of allergies, and it was terrible. I eventually had to homeschool her. She was made to sit and to suffer in a classroom despite telling the teacher and the nurse that her stomach was hurting because of her allergies on several occasions. Thanks for watching. I love you and God bless.